Have you ever looked around and suddenly felt like everyone you trusted was wearing a mask? That gut-wrenching moment when the people you believed in, the ones you opened your heart to, start showing cracks in their true selves? It's like a slow unraveling of a reality you thought was solid. The silence afterward feels deafening, and the pain runs deeper than you expected. You begin to question everything, your judgment, your worth, and even your ability to trust again. This feeling is raw, confusing, and isolating, but it's also a shared experience. Almost everyone has faced the quiet betrayal of realizing some people were never truly who they claimed to be. It shakes your foundation, but beneath that shaking lies a powerful opportunity, one that can change the way you see yourself and the world around you. What if the confusion and hurt you feel are not signs of weakness, but the first steps toward a greater truth? What if the moment when the mask falls is actually a moment of clarity designed just for you? It's hard to accept, but sometimes the people you thought were pillars in your life were just illusions, reflections of what you hoped for, not what really was. This discovery doesn't come to punish you, it comes to protect you. It is a painful, necessary clearing that allows space for something real and stronger to grow. When you feel lost in the storm of broken trust, remember this: the universe, or God, is not blind to your pain. There is a quiet, unseen hand that guides you through the confusion, ready to reveal the truth when you're ready to see it. That truth, when it comes, is more than just about others being fake. It is about your awakening. It strips away the layers of deception, not only from those around you, but from your own heart, showing you where to place your trust moving forward. The people who are truly meant to walk beside you will be revealed in the light of this awakening. And the ones who disappear, they were never meant to stay. Understanding this is the first step in reclaiming your peace and power. Stay with this journey, because there is something waiting for you on the other side of this pain. A freedom so profound it will change how you move through every relationship and challenge in life. This is about transforming heartbreak into a shield and opening your heart not to everyone, but to the right ones. It's about courage. Courage to see clearly, to protect your spirit, and to keep believing in genuine connection even when the world shows you its shadows. You are not alone in this. Every betrayal you felt is preparing you to walk a path that fewer people will walk, but that leads to a deeper, truer life. Keep going. What you're about to discover will restore your faith, not in others, but in yourself and the divine wisdom that watches over you. Trust that this unveiling is a gift, even if it doesn't feel like one now. The truth is coming. And when it does, you'll see exactly how fake they were and why it matters for your freedom. It's easy to feel crushed when the people you trusted turn out to be false. But beneath the surface of that pain lies a deeper truth. People wear masks not because they are inherently evil, but because they are scared. Behind every fake smile, every insincere word, there is often insecurity, fear, and a desperate need to be accepted. Understanding this does not excuse the betrayal, but it shifts the way you see it. The masks you peel away reveal not just the fakeness in others, but the vulnerability hiding beneath it all. This awareness changes the way you respond. Instead of bitterness or anger consuming you, you begin to see the layers beneath the surface, both in others and within yourself. Recognizing this complexity is the first step toward freeing your heart. These masks serve as illusions, convincing you that people are what you hope them to be. But when the truth emerges, it's not a failure on your part, it's simply the natural course of reality showing its true face. This moment is not about your weakness, but about your growth. The world is filled with people who hide their true selves because they fear rejection, judgment, or pain. When you encounter them, the shock of their facade falling off can feel like a betrayal, but it's actually an invitation to see life more clearly, more honestly. This clarity, though painful, protects you from investing your heart and energy in what is not real. There is immense power in understanding that not everyone who comes into your life is meant to stay. Some are passing lessons, others temporary mirrors reflecting parts of yourself you need to recognize and heal. When you grasp this, you stop clinging to the illusion of permanence in relationships. Instead, you allow space for the genuine connections that nurture your soul. The fake ones will fall away on their own, and you will begin to notice who remains. Those who respect, uplift, and honor the real you. This discernment is a gift, a survival tool that sharpens your ability to protect your heart from unnecessary harm. This process demands courage because it forces you to confront uncomfortable truths about people you loved and about yourself. It requires peeling back your own layers of denial and facing the pain head on. But within this courage lies transformation. Every mask removed is a victory. Every truth revealed a step toward reclaiming your life. The awareness you gain creates an invisible shield, empowering you to walk boldly without fear of being deceived again. Your heart grows stronger, not because it has become harder, but because it has learned to recognize what is worth holding on to. Remember, the people who fake their love or loyalty are often battling their own storms. This doesn't mean you tolerate toxicity, but it calls you to respond with wisdom rather than wrath. Your strength will come from understanding, not bitterness. By seeing the truth clearly, you reclaim your power to choose who belongs in your life. This choice is a sacred act of self-respect and protection. It signals to the universe that you will no longer settle for less than genuine connection, that you are ready for a life rooted in truth, honesty, and real love. Hold on to this truth. Every mask that falls away reveals your path to freedom. You are not the one broken, you are the one awakening. And awakening is the most powerful force for change you can possess. When the truth finally breaks through, it does so with a force that shakes you to your core. The realization that those you once believed in were not what they seemed is a heavy weight, and it's natural to feel a deep sense of loss. But what if this loss is not the end of your story, but the beginning of something far greater? Pain has a purpose when it cracks open the walls around your heart. It clears away the fog of illusion and lets light pour in. Light that reveals not only who was fake, but also who you truly are beneath the hurt. This moment, as raw as it feels, is your awakening. There's a profound psychological truth behind betrayal. It forces you to rebuild from the inside out. The foundation of your life, shaken by falsehoods, compels you to examine your own values, your boundaries, and your sense of self. When you confront the fact that someone was fake, you are given the chance to decide what kind of relationships you will accept going forward. This is not about cynicism or closing your heart. It is about cultivating wisdom, self-respect, and courage. Your spirit is calling you to a higher standard, one that demands authenticity, loyalty, and honesty. This clarity opens the door to transformation. You begin to understand that the pain of seeing others' masks fall is actually a call to realign your own life with truth. When you embrace this, you become unstoppable. You no longer waste your precious energy on people who do not honor you. Instead, you invest in those who reflect your worth and help you grow. This shift is liberating. It feels like breathing fresh air after being underwater too long. The emotional chains of deception and disappointment begin to dissolve because you choose to let go of what no longer serves you. There is an undeniable power in this choice. It is a power that comes from taking control of your own story rather than letting others write it for you. This power fuels your courage to face future challenges without fear of betrayal. You become a guardian of your own heart, setting boundaries with conviction and clarity. You no longer fear being alone because you know that solitude is better than sharing space with falsehood. And in the space of truth, real connection thrives. The mind and heart crave authenticity because it feeds the soul. When you surround yourself with honesty and realness, you experience a deep sense of peace and belonging that no fake smile or empty promise can provide. Your inner world begins to heal as your outer world reflects your new standards. This is not just about relationships, it is about living a life that honors your true self. Remember, this journey is a sacred process of purification. Every mask you see fall reveals a layer of your own strength. You are being prepared for a life where you no longer tolerate illusions, but instead embrace truth in all its forms. Your heart, once broken by deception, is now being rebuilt stronger, wiser, and more radiant. This is the transformation that awaits you, one born from the courage to see clearly and the willingness to walk away from what is fake. You are on the path to freedom, and that path is paved with truth. The truth you are beginning to see is not random, it is purposeful and protective. When people show their true colors, especially when those colors reveal falseness, it's a signal, a warning to your soul that something in your life needs to change. This revelation is not a curse, but a blessing disguised in pain. It is a clearing, making room for better, for real, for those who will honor your heart and respect your boundaries. The universe does not want you trapped in illusions or stuck in toxic cycles. Instead, it offers you clarity, the greatest gift in the midst of heartbreak. Understanding this protects you from wasting your time, energy, and emotions on what is not meant for you. It sharpens your instincts and strengthens your resolve. When you begin to recognize fake people, you learn to say no without guilt. You stop chasing approval from those who will never give it sincerely. This awakening teaches you to value yourself enough to walk away from what diminishes your light. It is the most profound act of self-love you can practice. The power to choose who deserves your trust is a divine right you must claim fiercely. Every moment spent surrounded by falsehood is a moment stolen from your growth, your joy, your peace. By letting go of fake relationships, you reclaim those precious moments. You create space for authentic connections that nourish your spirit. These genuine bonds, built on truth and mutual respect, become your new foundation. They support your dreams, celebrate your wins, and hold you during challenges. Choosing authenticity over pretense is not just a preference, it is a survival mechanism for your emotional well-being. This process is also a profound act of courage. It takes bravery to face the reality of fakery and still keep your heart open. Many choose to turn away, to shut down, or to harden their hearts. But you are being called to do something greater, to stand tall in your truth, even when it hurts. This courage does not make you immune to pain, but it equips you to handle it with grace. It transforms suffering into strength and wounds into wisdom. Each time you choose truth over comfort, you build resilience that no betrayal can break. Your heart, once vulnerable and broken, is becoming a fortress, not one of cold walls, but one of clear boundaries and fierce love. This fortress protects your energy and your essence. It honors your worth and demands respect from those who wish to enter. You are no longer a passive participant in your life, but an active guardian of your soul. This shift empowers you to create a life where honesty is non-negotiable, where real love is the standard, and where your spirit can thrive. Remember, this clarity is a sacred gift. It is the divine way of guiding you toward freedom. When you see how fake they were, it is not to hurt you further, but to awaken you fully. This awakening prepares you for a future rich with authenticity and peace. Embrace it, hold it close, and let it lead you to the life you deserve. One where truth shines brightest and your soul can finally rest. This moment of clarity you are experiencing is a turning point where your awareness begins to reshape everything. Awareness is the foundation of true freedom. Once you recognize who is fake and who is real, your life starts to change from the inside out. You gain the power to decide where your energy goes and whom you allow into your inner circle. This is not just about protecting yourself from pain, it's about reclaiming your sovereignty over your own heart and mind. Every person you allow into your life influences your emotional world. When you see clearly who is genuine and who is not, you start building a life filled with authentic connection, love, and respect. The act of becoming aware is itself an act of courage. It demands honesty with yourself and the willingness to face uncomfortable truths. You cannot change what you refuse to see, but once you open your eyes and embrace reality, you become unstoppable. The pain of betrayal transforms into a guidepost, steering you toward better choices and stronger boundaries. This awareness becomes your inner compass, helping you navigate relationships with wisdom and grace. Instead of feeling lost or confused, you begin to trust yourself more deeply. You no longer need external validation because you have learned to listen to your own truth. Awareness also fuels your growth by revealing patterns you may have overlooked. It shows you where you have tolerated less than you deserve and where your limits were ignored. This understanding is essential because it pushes you to raise your standards. You learn that settling for fake love or shallow connections is no longer an option. Your heart demands authenticity because it knows its own value now. This shift is liberating and empowering. It invites you to rewrite the story of your life, one where you are the hero who chooses truth over comfort, courage over fear. This awakening also reminds you that the people who are fake are often caught in their own prisons of fear and insecurity. Recognizing this does not mean you excuse their behavior, but it helps you release anger and bitterness. Holding on to resentment only weighs you down and keeps you tied to the very pain you want to escape. When you let go of bitterness, you reclaim your peace. You create space for healing and growth. This peace is the fertile ground where your strongest self can emerge. Choosing to walk away from fakery is a declaration of your self-worth. It is a statement that you will no longer accept anything less than honesty, respect, and loyalty. This choice is not always easy, but it is necessary. It shows that you honor your soul and refuse to let falsehood steal your joy. With every step you take toward authenticity, you become a beacon for those who are real and true. Your life begins to attract the kind of people who reflect your integrity and values. Embrace your awareness as the key to your freedom. It opens doors to new possibilities, healthier relationships, and deeper fulfillment. You are becoming the person who no longer settles for masks but demands genuine connection. This transformation is your birthright. You are rising, stronger and wiser, guided by the truth that will never let you down. The moment you begin to see through the illusions, your soul begins to crave something deeper, a connection that honors your true self without compromise. This hunger for authenticity is not a fleeting desire. It is an essential need for your well-being. When surrounded by falsehood, your spirit feels starved, restless, and unfulfilled. But when you embrace truth, your heart breathes again. It is a relief unlike any other. This relief is the first reward on your journey toward freedom, a taste of peace that promises so much more. Your mind will resist at times. It will remind you of the comfort found in familiarity, even if that comfort was built on lies. This resistance is natural because growth challenges what you have known, what you have relied on. But every moment you push past this mental resistance, you reinforce your power. You prove to yourself that you are stronger than the fears and doubts that have kept you trapped. This resistance is not your enemy. It is a sign that you are breaking free from old chains. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory that propels you toward a life aligned with your deepest values. Your emotions, too, will be intense. You might feel sadness, anger, or even betrayal again. These feelings are part of the cleansing process. They are the echoes of what you once held sacred being challenged. But within this emotional storm lies a profound healing. When you honor your feelings without judgment, you allow them to pass through you rather than weigh you down. This release creates space for new, healthier emotions, joy, trust, and love that are rooted in reality, not illusion. Emotional clarity becomes a powerful tool in your transformation, helping you to distinguish between what nourishes you and what harms you. Your self-worth grows as you continue to demand truth from your relationships and from yourself. This growth is not about perfection, but about alignment. It means living in a way that respects your values and honors your journey. It means setting boundaries that protect your heart and refusing to settle for anything less than respect and honesty. Your self-worth is the foundation upon which your new life is built, steady and unshakable. As you step into this new version of yourself, you will notice a shift in how others respond to you. Genuine people will be drawn to your authenticity like a beacon. They will sense your strength, your clarity, and your refusal to settle for less. These connections will feel effortless, nourishing, and real. You will no longer waste energy trying to convince others of your worth. Instead, you will surround yourself with those who see it clearly and celebrate it naturally. This transformation is a journey of continuous growth and renewal. It requires patience and compassion for yourself as you learn to navigate the complexities of trust and truth. But it also offers the greatest reward, freedom. Freedom from deception, from fear, and from the exhausting cycle of disappointment. Freedom to live boldly, love deeply, and believe fully in your own worth. Hold on to this truth as you move forward. Seeing how fake they were is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new chapter where your life is guided by clarity, courage, and genuine connection. This chapter belongs to you, and it promises a future rich with authenticity and peace. There is a profound strength in knowing that the unveiling of falsehood is a gift, even when it feels like a wound. The pain you feel is evidence of your capacity to love deeply, to believe in connection, and to trust wholeheartedly. It shows that your heart is alive, sensitive, and open, even when the world around you has not been kind. This strength, forged through the fire of betrayal and disillusionment, is the foundation for your next chapter. A chapter where your resilience and wisdom protect you from settling for anything less than genuine. You have earned the right to demand authenticity in every corner of your life. This right is not negotiable because it is tied to your sense of self-worth and survival. When you settle for less, you diminish your own light. When you insist on truth, you amplify it, not only in your life, but in the lives of those around you. Your courage to reject fake relationships sets a standard that others will feel called to meet. This ripple effect transforms your environment, creating a space where honesty and integrity flourish. Your inner voice, once drowned out by confusion and doubt, grows stronger every day. This voice guides you with clarity and purpose, reminding you of what you deserve. Listening to it requires practice and trust in yourself. It asks you to pause before investing your heart, to weigh actions over words, and to sense authenticity beyond appearances. This internal guidance is your most reliable compass in a world full of masks. Trusting it reconnects you with your power and shields you from deception. The process of seeing through the false and embracing the real demands a fierce commitment to yourself. It requires you to be your own protector, advocate, and champion. No one else can do this work for you. This responsibility might feel heavy, but it is also liberating because it means your happiness no longer depends on the unpredictable behavior of others. Your peace becomes something you cultivate within, independent of external validation or approval. This independence is true freedom. With this freedom comes the ability to love without fear. When you know your worth and protect your boundaries, you create a safe space for love to grow, love that is honest, respectful, and fulfilling. This kind of love is rare because it requires both vulnerability and strength. It is not about perfect people, but about real people who choose to show up authentically. Your commitment to truth invites this love into your life, transforming relationships into sources of joy rather than pain. Every false mask that falls away clears the path for this genuine connection. It removes the clutter that clouds your vision and weighs your spirit down. The clarity that emerges is a powerful force that propels you forward with confidence and hope. You begin to recognize the difference between temporary discomfort and lasting fulfillment. You choose the latter because it aligns with your soul's deepest desires. Know this, the pain of seeing who was fake is temporary, but the freedom you gain from this truth is eternal. It shapes the way you live, love, and relate moving forward. This truth empowers you to create a life rooted in authenticity, resilience, and deep connection. A life where your heart remains open and your spirit unbreakable. The journey is yours to own, and the reward is worth every step. Your awakening to the truths about those around you is more than a simple revelation. It is a profound invitation to reclaim your life on your own terms. When you strip away the illusions, you stand face to face with your own power. This power does not come from controlling others or avoiding pain. It rises from knowing who you are and what you will no longer tolerate. It is the power of clarity and choice, the ability to decide how you show up in the world, whom you trust, and where you invest your energy. This power is both liberating and transformative because it anchors you in your own truth. Choosing to live authentically means embracing the discomfort that comes with change. It means saying no to familiar patterns that once offered false comfort but now only hold you back. Growth requires stepping into the unknown, where the path isn't always clear and certainty feels out of reach. But it is precisely in this space that transformation occurs. When you commit to truth, you open yourself to new possibilities. Possibilities that align with your soul's deepest desires. You become the architect of a life built on honesty, integrity, and respect. Your heart, once burdened by deception, begins to heal as you learn to trust yourself again. Trust is the foundation of all genuine connection. Without it, relationships crumble under the weight of doubt and suspicion. But with trust, you create bonds that nourish and sustain you. Rebuilding this trust starts within, trusting your intuition, your judgment, and your ability to discern what serves you and what does not. This inner trust is a powerful shield against future deception. It strengthens your boundaries and deepens your self-respect. Every time you choose truth over convenience, you reinforce your commitment to yourself. This commitment becomes a sacred promise to honor your worth above all else. It is a declaration that your happiness and peace are non-negotiable. You refuse to allow the actions of others, no matter how painful, to define your value. This shift in mindset transforms your experience of the world. Instead of seeking validation from those who prove fake, you turn inward for approval. You find comfort in your own company and confidence in your own voice. Living with this integrity also means that you no longer fear loneliness. Solitude becomes a powerful ally rather than a source of pain. When you are comfortable with yourself, you radiate a quiet strength that attracts the right people into your life. These are the people who honor your truth, respect your boundaries, and celebrate your authenticity. The connections you build now are deeper and more meaningful because they are based on reality, not pretense. As you continue to embrace this path, you will notice a shift in how you engage with the world. Your decisions become clearer, your vision sharper, and your purpose more defined. The pain of betrayal transforms into wisdom, and your past disappointments become the soil from which your resilience grows. You are becoming a person who not only survives the fall of illusions, but thrives beyond them, rooted in truth, empowered by clarity, and guided by a heart that refuses to settle for anything less than genuine. Your journey through the layers of deception reveals a profound lesson about your own strength and resilience. The moment you confront the truth about others is the moment you also face your inner power to choose differently. This choice is the essence of freedom. It is the refusal to remain a victim of circumstances and the commitment to shape your life by your own values. Knowing who is fake is not just about recognizing others' faults. It is about understanding your worth and protecting the sacred space of your heart. This awareness shifts you from passive acceptance to active creation, from pain to purpose. Every revelation about false people is an opportunity to strengthen your boundaries. Boundaries are not walls that isolate you. They are gates that protect your energy and preserve your peace. When you know how to set limits clearly and firmly, you empower yourself to maintain healthy relationships. This is a radical act of self-respect. It says to the world, I will no longer allow dishonesty, manipulation, or disrespect into my life. Boundaries help you focus your attention on what truly matters, people and experiences that nourish your soul. This clarity saves you from wasting time on connections that drain you rather than uplift you. Embracing the truth also invites you to cultivate patience with yourself. Healing from betrayal and disillusionment is not a linear process. It requires kindness and understanding toward your own emotions, no matter how messy they feel. Sometimes you will stumble, doubting your judgment or yearning for what was lost. These moments are natural and part of your growth. Instead of judging yourself, recognize these feelings as signals of your humanity. Compassion for yourself creates a foundation for lasting change, allowing you to move forward without being trapped by guilt or shame. The courage to see clearly also teaches you to appreciate authenticity in others more deeply. When you encounter genuine people, your soul recognizes their light instantly. These connections feel effortless because they are based on mutual respect and honesty. You no longer need to chase approval or validation because you are secure in your own truth. This security attracts relationships that reflect your values and support your growth. You become a magnet for authenticity, and your life begins to mirror the integrity you embody. This transformation affects every aspect of your existence. Your decisions become more aligned with your purpose, and your actions more intentional. You begin to trust your intuition without hesitation, knowing it is a reliable guide. Your confidence grows because it is rooted in self-awareness and clarity, not in external approval. This inner strength allows you to face challenges with grace and perseverance. You understand that your peace is not dependent on others, but cultivated within. Remember, seeing who is fake is a breakthrough, not a breakdown. It is the unveiling of a path that leads to deeper fulfillment and true connection. The pain you endure now is the soil where your resilience and wisdom take root. You are emerging from darkness into a light forged by truth, courage, and self-love. This light will guide you to a life where authenticity reigns and your spirit thrives without compromise. The clarity you gain when you see who is fake is not just about others. It is a mirror reflecting your own journey towards self-discovery. This truth illuminates the parts of you that have been waiting to be recognized and honored. It invites you to shed old beliefs that kept you bound to disappointment and replace them with new truths that empower your growth. The process of uncovering falsehoods around you is also a powerful invitation to uncover your inner strength and wisdom. You begin to understand that your value has never depended on others' approval, but on your willingness to stand in your own truth. When you embrace this truth, your mindset transforms profoundly. You no longer seek external validation to feel worthy. Instead, you cultivate a deep, unshakable sense of self-worth that is rooted in acceptance and love for who you are, flaws and all. This internal shift creates a powerful ripple effect. Your actions become aligned with your highest good, your decisions reflect your true desires, and your relationships mirror respect and authenticity. The power to shape your reality lies within you, fueled by the courage to confront uncomfortable truths without running away. Reclaiming your life from deception also means breaking free from the cycle of disappointment and distrust. It means refusing to let past betrayals dictate your future. Each step you take away from fake connections is a step toward freedom. Freedom to build new relationships based on honesty, respect, and genuine care. This freedom is a gift you give yourself, a declaration that you will no longer tolerate anything less than what honors your soul. It allows you to approach each new connection with open eyes and a guarded heart that knows its worth. The pain of discovering who is fake can feel overwhelming, but it is not your enemy. It is a powerful catalyst for change. This pain compels you to reevaluate your boundaries and priorities. It encourages you to choose differently, to demand more, and to protect your peace fiercely. When you lean into this discomfort instead of avoiding it, you unlock a reservoir of courage and resilience you didn't know you had. This resilience becomes your armor, equipping you to face life's challenges without losing sight of your truth. With every layer of falsehood stripped away, your life becomes a clearer reflection of your authentic self. You learn to distinguish between what serves your growth and what stunts it. This discernment is a gift that sharpens your vision, enabling you to navigate relationships and opportunities with wisdom and grace. You begin to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, who celebrate your truth without judgment. These connections become your sanctuary, a place where you can be fully seen and deeply valued. Know this: the journey of seeing through fakery is a path of awakening. It is the shedding of old skins to reveal the strong, radiant self beneath. This journey demands courage, honesty, and patience, but its rewards are profound. You are stepping into a life where truth guides your choices, where your heart remains open yet protected, and where your spirit is free to soar. This is your moment to rise, grounded in the clarity that only truth can bring. True freedom begins when you refuse to carry the weight of others' falsehoods on your shoulders. The moment you stop trying to fix what was never genuine, you reclaim your energy and redirect it toward your own healing and growth. This shift in focus is revolutionary because it moves you from exhaustion to empowerment. Instead of being drained by the burden of deceit, you become a source of strength for yourself. You learn that your peace does not depend on others' honesty, but on your own commitment to live authentically and guard your heart fiercely. Letting go of fake relationships does not mean you are closing off your heart. It means you are creating space for what truly deserves to enter. This space is sacred. It is where your spirit breathes freely without fear or compromise. By releasing what no longer serves you, you make room for genuine connection, for people who see you clearly and love you honestly. This is not about perfection, but about realness. People who show up as they are and accept you in the same way. This mutual authenticity nourishes your soul and ignites your potential. Your clarity about who is real and who is not also sharpens your vision for the future. You begin to see opportunities that align with your deepest values and dreams. You develop an instinct for recognizing what will help you grow and what will hold you back. This instinct is a gift, born from experience and self-awareness, that guides you to make decisions that honor your highest good. When you trust this inner wisdom, you step confidently into a life designed by your own intentions rather than by fear or false promises. Healing from betrayal and deception requires patience, but it also demands courage. The courage to face uncomfortable truths about people and situations you once believed in. This courage strengthens your character and deepens your self-respect. You realize that every difficult truth you confront is a stepping stone to your freedom. Each step forward is a victory, a testament to your resilience and your refusal to settle for anything less than real. This fierce commitment to your own well-being creates a powerful foundation for lasting happiness. As your awareness grows, you begin to understand that your value is inherent and unshakable. No one's dishonesty can diminish your worth. This understanding frees you from the chains of seeking approval or validation outside yourself. You stand firmly in your truth, radiating confidence and peace. This presence attracts people who are ready to meet you on that level. People who respect your boundaries and cherish your authenticity. These relationships become sources of strength, inspiration, and joy, reinforcing your commitment to live honestly and courageously. Remember that the process of seeing through deception is not a punishment but a blessing. It is a sacred invitation to clear away the false and make room for the real. This clearing creates a powerful momentum that propels you toward a future where you are surrounded by truth, respect, and genuine love. Embrace this momentum. Let it fuel your transformation. Your life is waiting to be reclaimed, bold, honest, and unstoppable. There is a profound liberation in finally seeing things clearly. The moment when illusions fall away and reality stands before you, unfiltered and raw. This clarity is not always easy to bear, but it is essential for true growth. It is the moment your soul has been waiting for, the invitation to live without pretenses, without fear of exposure or rejection. When you allow yourself to fully grasp who is fake, you begin to reclaim your power, stepping into a version of yourself that refuses to be small, quiet, or unseen. This is your awakening, a call to rise beyond the pain and the deception toward a life rooted in truth and purpose. Understanding who is fake does more than reveal the flaws in others. It reveals the strength within you. It teaches you that your worth is not determined by how others treat you, but by how fiercely you protect your inner light. The ability to recognize deception is a gift. It sharpens your discernment and arms you with the wisdom to choose better, to love smarter, and to trust deeper. This wisdom is a shield and a sword, defending your peace and cutting away anything that threatens your growth. You learn to move forward with your eyes wide open, no longer blinded by the false promises of those who do not have your best interests at heart. This awakening demands that you embrace vulnerability with courage. It requires honesty with yourself about what you have tolerated and why. But in this vulnerability lies your strength, because it is through facing the truth, no matter how painful, that you break free from old patterns of self-doubt and compromise. Vulnerability becomes your foundation for authentic living. It is the space where healing begins and where new, genuine connections can flourish. When you are willing to be vulnerable with yourself, you create the conditions for deep transformation and lasting peace. Your commitment to living authentically transforms the way you engage with the world. You become intentional about where you invest your time, your energy, and your love. No longer distracted by illusions, you focus on what truly matters, your growth, your happiness, and the relationships that honor your truth. This focus is powerful. It aligns you with your purpose and brings clarity to your vision. You begin to move through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that each choice you make is an act of self-respect and a step toward the life you deserve. With this clarity, fear loses its grip. You realize that the discomfort of facing reality is far less painful than living a life built on lies and betrayal. Fear no longer holds you hostage because you have cultivated resilience grounded in truth and self-love. This resilience is your anchor, allowing you to weather storms and challenges without losing your way. It reminds you that your peace is non-negotiable and that you are capable of overcoming anything that threatens it. You are not defined by the fakeness you have encountered, but by the authenticity you choose to embrace. This choice is revolutionary. It transforms pain into power, loss into opportunity, and deception into clarity. The truth you have uncovered is not a burden but a beacon, a guiding light that will lead you to the life you were always meant to live, a life of freedom, integrity, and unshakable self-worth. The moment you realize who was fake is a powerful invitation to reclaim your life on your own terms. This clarity breaks chains you didn't even know bound you, chains of expectation, disappointment, and misplaced trust. When you see clearly, you no longer carry the weight of others' illusions. Instead, you rise with the strength of truth guiding you. This is not a moment of defeat, but of awakening, where your soul is called to stand tall in its own light. It is the moment you say to yourself, I will no longer settle for less than I deserve. With this declaration comes a new responsibility, the responsibility to honor yourself first. You begin to understand that your worth cannot be compromised by the actions or opinions of others. The falsehoods you once tolerated become lessons etched into your heart, teaching you to guard your peace with fierce love. This love is not selfish, it is necessary. It is the foundation of your healing and the compass directing your future. When you love yourself fiercely, you no longer accept anything less than genuine respect and kindness. Your ability to discern authenticity sharpens with every experience of betrayal or deceit. This is a gift of the highest order. It trains you to trust your instincts and to listen deeply to the quiet voice within that knows what is true. This inner guidance grows stronger as you practice choosing what nurtures your soul over what drains it. Each choice to protect yourself adds another layer of resilience, making you unbreakable in the face of adversity. You become a master of your own energy, curating the people and situations you allow into your life with intentionality and care. As you embrace this power, you realize that real connection is not about quantity but quality. It is about surrounding yourself with those who reflect your values and lift you higher. This understanding frees you from the need to please or fit in. Instead, you attract relationships built on mutual respect and honesty. These connections become your sanctuary, places where your true self can thrive without fear or pretense. They remind you that you are worthy of love exactly as you are, and that authenticity is the strongest foundation for any bond. Releasing fake relationships also liberates your time and energy. You stop investing in illusions and begin to pour your efforts into growth, passion, and purpose. This shift is transformative. It moves you from survival to thriving, from merely existing to creating a life that feels alive and meaningful. You start to see opportunities that align with your authentic self, and you have the courage to pursue them with relentless determination. Your focus sharpens, and your path becomes clearer with every step. This journey demands courage to face uncomfortable truths and to stand alone if necessary. But within that courage lies your freedom. You break free from the cycle of deception and disappointment to create a new reality, one where your peace, happiness, and integrity are non-negotiable. The clarity you now possess is your shield and your sword, empowering you to live boldly, love deeply, and rise unshaken. This is your moment to claim your power and walk forward into a future defined by truth, strength, and unwavering self-respect. You have reached a crossroads where the false masks of others no longer hold power over your heart. This moment is more than a realization. It is a profound awakening to your own truth and strength. The energy you once spent trying to prove your worth to those who could not see it can now be redirected inward, fueling your growth and healing. When you choose to honor yourself above all else, you step into a space of radical self-respect. This space becomes the foundation on which you build every decision, every boundary, and every relationship. Understanding that some people are not meant to stay in your life frees you from the burden of forcing acceptance or affection where it does not belong. Letting go is an act of courage, not weakness. It is the declaration that you will not dim your light to fit into someone else's shadow. This release opens the door to greater peace. Peace born from alignment with your authentic self, not from the approval of others. In this peace, you find a sanctuary that no deception can invade, a sanctuary crafted by your own intentional choices. Your mind becomes a powerful ally in this transformation. When clarity replaces confusion, your thoughts no longer spiral in doubt or self-blame. Instead, you cultivate a mindset rooted in truth and empowerment. This mental shift rewires your responses to challenges, turning what once felt like wounds into wisdom. You begin to see setbacks as lessons and rejection as redirection. This reframing builds resilience, allowing you to move forward with grace and determination rather than fear and hesitation. With this renewed clarity, you develop an unshakable sense of purpose. You no longer wander aimlessly through relationships or opportunities hoping they will fill the void left by betrayal or falsehood. Instead, you are intentional, seeking out what nourishes your soul and aligns with your values. This focused pursuit ignites passion and drives you to create a life that is not only successful on the surface, but deeply fulfilling at its core. Each step you take toward your dreams is empowered by the strength gained from having faced and overcome deception. Your heart, once guarded by wounds, opens again, but this time with wisdom. You approach new connections with healthy boundaries, clear expectations, and the confidence to walk away from anything that threatens your well-being. This balance of openness and protection is a sign of your growth. It honors your need for connection while safeguarding your peace. In this balance, you create relationships that uplift and inspire, relationships built on mutual respect and honesty. Recognize that the path of truth is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Choosing authenticity over comfort requires bravery and self-compassion. It demands that you trust the process even when the outcome is uncertain. But with every step toward living your truth, you gain strength, clarity, and freedom. You transform from someone who was shaped by others' illusions into someone who shapes their own reality. This transformation is your victory, a testament to the power of truth, resilience, and unwavering self-love. When you stand firm in the truth of who you are, the facade of false connections crumbles, leaving space for genuine growth to flourish. This is the moment you claim your sovereignty over your own life. No longer will you allow the whispers of deception to cloud your vision or dim the fire inside you. The power to shape your reality has always been within you, quietly waiting to be unleashed by your willingness to face the truth head on. Embracing this power means choosing clarity over confusion, courage over comfort, and authenticity over acceptance. Your soul knows this is necessary because it craves alignment between your inner values and the external world you inhabit. This alignment fuels your sense of purpose and ignites an unstoppable momentum toward your dreams. When you shed the weight of fake relationships and false beliefs, you reclaim the energy required to pursue what truly matters. This shift changes everything, transforming how you see yourself and the life you are capable of creating. It invites you to build from a place of strength, where your decisions are guided by integrity and self-love. The process of peeling back the layers of illusion demands honesty with yourself. It challenges you to confront uncomfortable feelings and question long-held assumptions. But this honesty is a gateway to freedom. It dismantles the walls built by fear and doubt, allowing your authentic self to emerge in full light. When you meet yourself with compassion during this process, you cultivate resilience, a resilience that will carry you through future trials without losing sight of your worth or your dreams. In this space of resilience, your intuition sharpens. You become adept at sensing who and what serves your growth and what threatens to pull you back into old patterns. This heightened awareness acts like a beacon, guiding you away from toxic influences and toward nourishing environments. With each conscious choice, you reinforce the foundation of your self-respect and deepen your commitment to living honestly. This is not about perfection, but about progress, a continuous, courageous journey toward becoming your truest self. Releasing what no longer serves you is a radical act of self-care. It requires strength to say no to relationships that drain your spirit and to opportunities that misalign with your values. But in this refusal lies your power. You create space for new possibilities that support your growth, elevate your energy, and align with your vision for a meaningful life. This intentional curation of your world honors your evolution and sets the stage for extraordinary transformation. Remember, your worth is not defined by those who fail to see it, but by the love and respect you give yourself every day. This self-love is the cornerstone of your healing and the compass that will always point you toward truth. When you nurture it fiercely, you protect your peace from being disturbed by anything less than what you deserve. This protection allows you to live boldly and authentically, free from the shadows of deceit and false expectations. Now is the time to rise fully into your power, knowing that the clarity you have gained is a sacred gift. Use it to fuel your growth, to build relationships rooted in truth, and to craft a life that reflects the greatness within you. The journey may challenge you, but the transformation waiting on the other side is beyond measure, an unwavering testament to your strength, your courage, and your unbreakable spirit. Every step you take away from falsehood is a step toward your freedom, a deliberate move toward a life that honors your true essence. This freedom is not just external. It's the liberation of your mind, heart, and spirit from the chains of deception that once held you captive. It is the awakening to your own power, a realization that you have the right and the ability to choose what shapes your reality. When you embrace this freedom, you refuse to be a prisoner of other people's lies, opinions, or limitations. Instead, you become the author of your story, writing it with intention, courage, and authenticity. This transformation requires more than just awareness. It demands action rooted in self-respect. It calls for boundaries that protect your energy and time, boundaries that communicate clearly what you will no longer tolerate. These boundaries are not walls, but gates. Gates that open only for what aligns with your values and purpose. They are acts of self-love that teach others how to treat you and remind you daily of your worth. With each boundary you set, your inner strength grows and the space for genuine connections expands. Your mind, once clouded by confusion and doubt, now sharpens with clarity and focus. This mental clarity empowers you to identify opportunities that resonate with your soul rather than settling for distractions or temporary comforts. You begin to attract experiences and people who reflect your integrity and vision, creating a ripple effect that elevates every aspect of your life. The energy you save by releasing the fake and embracing the real fuels your pursuit of passion and purpose, propelling you forward with unstoppable momentum. Embracing authenticity invites a profound shift in how you view yourself. You no longer seek validation from those who cannot see your worth, because you have cultivated a deep, unwavering belief in your own value. This self-belief acts as a shield against negativity and doubt, allowing you to stand tall in the face of challenges. It nurtures resilience, empowering you to bounce back stronger from setbacks and to keep moving forward with determination. When you believe in yourself fully, external circumstances lose their power to define you. This belief also nurtures compassion for yourself and others. You understand that those who were fake were acting out of their own fears and limitations, not as a reflection of your worth. This compassion frees you from bitterness and resentment, replacing it with peace and acceptance. It allows you to release the past without carrying its burden into your future. You learn to forgive, not for them, but for your own healing and growth. In this space of forgiveness and peace, you reclaim your energy and focus on building a future grounded in truth. Every choice becomes a conscious act of creation, aligned with the highest version of yourself. The path ahead is not always easy, but it is clear and purposeful. You walk it with courage, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, and every truth revealed brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. This is your moment to rise beyond deception, to embrace your authenticity fully, and to claim the freedom that comes with seeing clearly. It is the beginning of a powerful transformation, one that will carry you beyond the pain of the past and into the limitless potential of your future. Your journey toward truth is your greatest act of courage and your most profound gift to yourself. The journey to embrace your truth is not a path lined with ease, but one paved with purpose. Every step forward, no matter how small, is an act of defiance against the false narratives that try to bind you. When you decide to live authentically, you choose to dismantle the illusions piece by piece until only your genuine self remains. This process demands patience, courage, and relentless faith in your own strength. It asks you to trust the unseen forces guiding you toward clarity and to surrender the need for external approval. The reward is immense, a life unshackled by deception, filled with meaning, and fueled by your deepest convictions. As the fog of falsehood lifts, you begin to see yourself in the world with new eyes. The people who once seemed indispensable fall away naturally, revealing who truly belongs in your life. This revelation is both liberating and painful because it strips away comfort zones built on illusions. But within this discomfort lies growth that expands your capacity for love, connection, and self-respect. The courage to let go becomes the catalyst for transformation, and the space left behind becomes fertile ground for authenticity to take root. Your mind, once cluttered with confusion and self-doubt, finds clarity in the light of truth. This clarity sharpens your intuition and strengthens your decision-making. You learn to listen to the quiet voice within, the one that knows what serves your highest good and what does not. This inner guidance steers you away from toxic patterns and toward opportunities that align with your values. It empowers you to say no without guilt and yes with confidence. Each choice you make in alignment with your truth reinforces your power and builds momentum toward a fulfilling life. This clarity also ignites a fierce self-love that protects your heart from the wounds of betrayal and disappointment. It reminds you daily that your worth is inherent, not contingent on others' recognition or validation. This self-love is a wellspring of resilience, allowing you to recover from setbacks with grace and determination. It transforms pain into wisdom and scars into badges of honor. When you love yourself deeply, external opinions lose their grip, and you stand unwavering in your authenticity.